The current paradigm in science has a tendency to dismiss evidence which might undermine its axioms, such things as the near-death experience, where the brain flatlines, and yet people who have this experience report an enhanced state of consciousness. Have you looked into this?
I haven't really looked at near-death experiences particularly, no. I'm not in any deep way. I'm fascinated by them. I've read about them, as have many people, but I mean, who knows what's going on there, but it's fascinating just how so many people have the same sort of experience there, of just going into the light, of feeling that sense of deep peace and being loved, which, interestingly enough, is very similar to what happens in deep meditation. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, in India you call deep meditation samadhi, and they say death is maha samadhi, the great samadhi. And so you could say that, you know, they some of them see meditation as a practice that you really experience death consciously.
How can we bring the wisdom of enhanced consciousness into the world that we're living in?
I again think this is where meditation is really important. And as I said earlier, there's parallels between meditation and the near-death experience. Mm-hmm. See, I think what happens in both is that we step out of the ego thinking mind, and that's the mind that's looking after our survival, trying to be in control of things, trying to make things work. And when you're near death, then there's no point in doing that, because you give up, you're about to die, so all that ego thinking isn't needed anymore. And what happens in meditation, in the same way, when the thinking mind stops, then you're no longer caught in that fear mode, and you sink into a state of peace. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, in the near-death experience, one of the qualities is of just a deep sense of peace and okayness, and I would say that's a quality that comes in meditation. It's like, it's all okay. And what is associated, the feeling of things being okay, is an opening of the heart. And that happens in meditation. There's that deep, unconditional love. It's not love for something, it's just love. What is love? You realise you are love. And I think that's also what happens in the near-death experience. And for many people, if you haven't experienced it in meditation, it's a completely new thing. Though I think people who have experienced in meditation may recognise it as well in the near-death experience. So I think by stepping out of the ego mind, quietening all those thoughts that come from survival-orientated concerns, by doing that in regular daily life, we can begin to get the benefit of the near-death experience without having to actually nearly die.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe in the continuation of consciousness after physical death?
I find that I have to rephrase the question probably. I mean, the short answer is yes, because I don't think consciousness comes out of the body in the first place. So it isn't that the individual consciousness survives death, but I believe consciousness as such survives death. There's a subtle difference there. So I don't believe that my individual sense of who I am survives death, because my individual sense of ego and who I am and my sense of identity is something that's been created in this body mm-hmm. through my experience. And I think when this body and that set of experiences dies, then that sense of individual consciousness goes with it.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that it is the witnessing consciousness that you know in meditation? Is that something that always is?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and that is the nature of consciousness, is to know. So the knowing is always there, mm-hmm. but not the sense of individual identity which we create for ourselves.
Yeah, not our opinion of ourselves.
Not our opinion or our sense of me being here, Peter Russell. That's a very individual sense of consciousness, and I don't think that continues. Mm-hmm. So I think Peter Russell goes.